entrepreneurs. I'm your host, Dr. Amanda, and you're in the right place if you're a growth-minded entrepreneur who's ready to align your energy, mindset, and habits to get what you want in your life and business. That's what this podcast is all about. I teach you tricks, tips, and proven law of attraction strategies that are going to help you get what you want by being aligned in an inner power state of awesomeness. What that means is that you're vibing high every day and you are on track to design and consciously create a life and business you love because you understand how quantum physics works and you understand what it means to be energetically aligned to take strategic action and get what you want. And that's why habits are so important, because your mindset is a habit, your energy is a habit, and of course, what you do every day is a habit. And so today I want to talk to you about the top 5 daily habits you must do to be a successful entrepreneur. Now, if you scroll back and you look at the very first season of this podcast, it was called Max Potential Habits. And if you go to the introduction episode, you will hear me talk all about habits and why I care so much about them. I think habits are your key to success. I really, truly believe that when you decide and you commit to taking different types of actions every day, magic can happen and everything can change. Charles Duhigg, the writer of The Power of Habit, says, change might not be fast and it isn't always easy, but with time and effort, almost any habit can be reshaped. Now, this is awesome because imagine if you could never change your habits. Life would be pretty miserable because what you learn as a young kid or as you're going along in your life, if you don't like the outcomes you're getting and you weren't able to change your habits, you'd be stuck in a prison of feeling out of control of your reality your whole life. It's awesome that we can change our habits. Let me share my definition of habits. I like to define habits as a repeated pattern of feelings, thoughts, decisions, and actions that over time become automatic. So let's break this down. We're looking at repetition, and it's a repetition of your feelings, things you're thinking about. So your thoughts would be your thoughts, your beliefs, your decisions, so things you make decisions about, and then actions are what you do on a daily basis. Now, it's interesting because I think a lot of times we think about actions as habits, but all of the things you're thinking about all day, whether you're conscious of them or not, are creating a habit in your mind because they're repeated. So your neural wiring is habits based. And what I want you to think about is how your subconscious mind is actually a storehouse for your habits. So what happens is that when you repeat something over and over and over again, it becomes automatic. And then those are the outcomes you get because you've trained your energetic system to attract those results. And so it's really important for you to get conscious of what your habits are. Aristotle said, "We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit." So again, what we repeatedly do. And I want you to think about that doingness as the common feelings you're having every day, the thoughts you're thinking every day, the similar decisions you're making, and then the actions you're taking based on those things is creating neural pathways that are more deeply embedded and more automatic. And our brain is a system that does the path of least resistance. So the things that you do over and over and over again get easier to do over and over again. This is awesome if you're doing things that are setting you up for success. It's really not great if you're doing things that are leading you to failure and frustration. And so you want to be asking yourself, how am I feeling on a daily basis? It's patterned, I promise you. If you look back at your last week or your last month, you'll notice that you have a repeated pattern of the way that you feel. And if you're consistently at a low vibe, and you're consistently feeling sad, frustrated, stuck, stressed, overwhelmed, in fear, in imposter syndrome, procrastinating, beating yourself up, you're creating a repeated pattern of feelings that has become automatic to you. Same things with the thoughts you're thinking. If you're constantly stuck in inner critic beat up and you're thinking thoughts over and over again that are leading you to frustration and inner critic, just that inner critic, I think of it as you're in this cycle of beating yourself up instead of cheering yourself on, and that becomes your repeated pattern of the way that you're thinking about yourself, and that becomes automatic. And remember, what we repeatedly do is a habit. So we could equally say we are what we repeatedly do. Failing then is not an act but a habit, right? Beating yourself up is not an act but a habit. Making decisions that don't lead to your success is a habit, right? So equally, inspiration is a habit. Success is a habit. Being inner power with your energy is a habit. You can change your habits at any point in time, and that is so liberating. I feel like when I was stuck in a lot of victim-mindedness and feeling stuck in survival mode, beating myself up, feeling like I was never going to be able to change, feeling like I didn't understand why some people were so successful and I wasn't. I was in a constant habit of self-doubt and uncertainty and fear. And when I realized that these things were ways of thinking that I could train myself out of, I started doing everything I could do to shift the way that I was thinking and feeling so I could get different results. And it was really cool because pretty quickly things started to change. I started to hang out with different types of people. I just listened to every podcast I could on success, confidence, imposter syndrome, fear, even high quality relationships, business building, entrepreneurship, money making. And I started to change because what I did was I retrained my brain and I reprogrammed my autopilot habits. So if you are in a place that you're not enjoying, it's awesome that you can retrain your habits. And so today, let's talk about the top 5 habits that you must do every single day to be a successful entrepreneur, because your success as an entrepreneur is simply just a habit. And you can start from today forward, reprogramming your mindset and doing a repeated pattern of feelings, thoughts, decisions, and actions that lead to you becoming an automatically successful entrepreneur over time. Don't get discouraged if it doesn't happen immediately, because you've programmed your mind already with the habits that aren't getting you where you want to go. So this is now programmed into your subconscious brain, and all you need to do is start to shift daily the things that you're doing, and over time you will reprogram your mindset in a new direction. And I really want you to think about habit transformation as subconscious reprogramming, because remember, like I said, your subconscious is the storehouse for your habits. So in order to get different outcomes, you've got to reprogram your subconscious mind, which takes repetition. So everything we're going to talk about in terms of the 5 habits today to be a successful entrepreneur are things that you are going to need to practice and repeat to reprogram your mind, which will get you different results. And this is a habit. So let's start with habit number 1. Get energetically aligned. Now, if you've listened to a lot of my episodes and you've hung out with me, you will know that I always say this is the first thing. You must first thing, get yourself energetically aligned. What this looks like for me is a daily morning routine. And you know that I have my daily morning routine program that is designed just for this. And you can actually get some really cool free tips if you go to innerpower101.com. Innerpower101.com gives you 5 strategies to start to reprogram your energy system and get different results. And so innerpower101.com. This includes your daily morning routine. You want to do things like scripting. You want to do journaling. You want to be learning every morning and saturating your brain with new information that's helping you think in new and more expansive ways. You're reprogramming your subconscious and conscious with new ways of thinking and being so that you can get energetically aligned. So daily morning routine for me always includes learning, journaling, and meditating. Sometimes tapping I add into that too, and sometimes exercise. I exercise very regularly. Sometimes I do it in the morning and sometimes I do it at night. So you want to know what's optimized for you, yet make sure that you make a habit of getting energetically aligned first thing. I have a morning routine group that is super awesome. And in the group the other day, someone was sharing that he likes to play pool every morning, and that's what really juices him up and gets him aligned first thing. And so I don't know what it is for you. I had someone else tell me it was playing cornhole in their yard. They have like a cornhole set, and they would play cornhole to get aligned and have fun and be high vibe. Whatever it is for you, I want you to practice that daily, because remember, it's your energy that attracts things to you. And you're setting up your vibrational state first thing in the morning to make your day either really hard or really easy. So to make it easy, you want to get aligned first. Another addition that I like to add to this is doing energy check-ins throughout the day. And to get information on how to do energy check-ins, go to innerpower101.com, and I give you the exact way to do energy check-ins. This is really important, because what's going to happen is that, let's say you have a morning routine, you follow it, and then 2 hours later, after you start checking email and doing your tasks for the day, all of a sudden something happens that knocks you out of balance, and your energy starts to shift to the downward. And instead of stopping to slow down and do an energy check-in and shift back into the higher vibe states, you let it go, and then things spiral. And by the end of the day, you feel drained and frustrated and stuck. And I don't want that to happen to you, because that makes your work much harder than it needs to be. So make sure you're practicing daily energy check-ins. So that habit number 1 is getting energetically aligned, doing whatever it takes for you to get as high vibe as possible, feel really good, and be joy focused in the structure of your day. So joy is a high vibe frequency, stress, low vibe. If you're stressed, do something that uplevels your vibe and has you aligned so that you can attract easier opportunities your way. Okay, habit number 2, be intentional with your time. Wow, I cannot express, suggest, highlight this one enough, that you become a master of your time. Be intentional with your time. Time is money. Time is life energy. Time is the most precious commodity you have. You will never get back time, and we all have a limited amount of time in this body in this lifetime, right? And so you want to use your time so powerfully and so wisely. What this looks like in practical, actionable ways is that you must do time blocking, and you must know what is your highest, best use of your time. I think of this as, what's my highest ROI use of time, return on investment. So I'm always asking myself this question: is this the best use of my time? And you can add, this is a fun one, is this the best use of my time to make money? Is this the best use of my time to build profits in my business? Is this the best use of my time to grow my company from my zone of genius? Like, those are the types of questions you want to be asking yourself. And they're really geared toward, am I using my time intentionally? And if you're using your time intentionally, it means that you are getting high ROI, which means you're putting the least effort in for the most results out with the highest amount of joy. So you know that I love Zone of Genius and that I do Zone of Genius coaching. So when you're in your zone of genius, that is when you're the highest vibe. You're vibing high, you're feeling good, you're doing things you love. That creates money magnetism and opens doors of opportunities. So that's a high use of your time. When you're doing stuff you don't enjoy doing, you especially want a time block, and you want to use what I call Parkinson's law, or it's not what I call, it is Parkinson's law. So you want to use Parkinson's law, and this concept is work expands to fill the time allotted. So if you're doing stuff you don't enjoy doing, but it's a necessity in your business, first you want to consider, can I delegate this out to someone else? Can I drop this? Is it unessential or inessential? And or could I automate it through a system? And so those are ways for you to start to become more intentional with your time. You want to be looking at your numbers and tracking and going, when I do this one thing, does it get a ton of results? If it does, do more of it. If it doesn't, why am I doing it? And I really want you to start asking yourself, is this thing I'm doing in my business a good use of my time? And this could be something where you might have been doing something for a long time in your business that all of a sudden you're starting to question and go, man, I don't know if I'm enjoying this anymore. I don't know if it's getting results. And you need to really look at the numbers here. The most successful entrepreneurs are insanely intentional with their time and they know what's getting the results. And the reason that's so important is because you don't want to be doing busy work and nonsense things that are not leading to results. That will equal a life of stress and overwhelm, and you'll be creating a prison out of your business because you'll just be filling your day with nonsense that does not fill you up, and you end the day stressed and you don't get results. And then, just like we said, you're programming your system with that habit, and that's what you're attracting more of your way. So you're going to create a business where you're stressed, you're low joy, and you're not magnetic to money. And over time, that is going to lead to massive burnout. So the second habit that's really important is that you be intentional with your time. The top question that you're going to ask yourself is this the best use of my time? And then you want to add to that, what can I drop, automate, or delegate if it's something I don't enjoy doing? So those are some tricks and tips to be intentional with your time. All right, habit number 3, follow a lead gen system. And I want you, if I was with you, I could giant bold the word system. Lead gen and growing your business is a system. You need a system. It's not, spray and pray and hope something magical happens. That is not how it works. And I know that sounds interesting from a manifestation coach because, it's like, oh, think your way to success. I'm talking science-based strategy for manifesting. We're not talking you just hope and pray that something works. That is not how it works. You need a system of success. In fact, manifestation is a system, right? When you're following how to manifest in a step-by-step formula, it's a system. When you're scaling and growing your business effectively and efficiently and powerfully to be a successful entrepreneur, you're following a system. So what that means, if you're following a daily lead gen system, it means you must be making daily contact with new people that actually converts into money. So you've got to be strategic here, and you've got to go, okay, what are the ways that I've generated leads before? And then how do I convert them into paying customers and clients? And so you want to track what you're doing that works. And if you're newer in business and you don't know yet, follow the systems of other people who have success. And then you can tweak it over time. I love this idea of emulate and then innovate. So if you don't know yet what a successful system is for you, watch someone else do what's worked for them and then tweak it to fit you more effectively. If you are already successful and you've had success in your business, do a review. Whoop, my energy check-in is going off right now. So I set an alarm for my energy check-in, which I teach you in the energy check-in on the Inner Power 101 course. So sorry for the disruption. Okay, so you want a system for lead gen. You want to pay attention. If you've already been successful, you want to go look retrospectively at what you've already done in your business to be successful, and you want to see what has worked and do more of that. And then you want to think, okay, if that's worked, I'm going to amplify those results by hyper focusing on that part. Remember, lead gen is about numbers and stats, not emotions. It isn't about how you feel today, like, I don't really feel like hanging out with anyone and making new contacts. If you want to run your business that way, you're going to have a lot of volatility because emotions can be pretty volatile. Numbers are not. They tell you what's working and what's not. One example of this is before I started recording this episode, I looked at numbers of downloads on what topics are the most downloaded on the podcast and the length of the podcast. So I'm shooting for shorter podcasts episodes because you all are showing me through the numbers that you like shorter episodes. And so here I am at 1848 and we're looking to shoot for 25 minutes. And that's a numbers thing. It's not an emotions thing. So you want to be looking at, how am I bringing in leads? Is it working? Where's my money going to bring in more leads? And are my systems effective? If you don't know how to do this, you've got to work with me in my group coaching program. So just reach out to me, workwithdramanda.com, and you'll see at the top of the page a spot to schedule a consult. Let's chat. I can help you. I'm a genius at these things, helping you get energetically aligned, building a business you love, and revamping what you already have to help you create systems that actually become profitable. So this is number 3, follow a lead gen system. Really look at what you have going on and see what's working. And then if you have discovered what's working, do more of it. Pay attention to those numbers. Don't base it on emotions. That way you're not going to be volatile. So you must have a habit of following a lead gen system every single day to grow your business. Okay. Habit number 4, practice your skill. So this is daily, practice your skill. Now, I feel like I probably don't need to dive too far here because I imagine that, like me, you are a heart-centered, zone of genius driven entrepreneur who loves what you do. So it's likely that this is happening automatically for you. I know for me that there is no way someone could stop me from getting up every day and reading and learning about everything I can: mindset, manifestation, business growth, helping you, teaching you. Like, I love this stuff. I eat it up and I do it all the time. And so you want to be doing this every single day, because when you fuel your zone of genius fire, you will take automatic action to get results because you love what you're doing. And remember, joy is really magnetic. So when you're practicing your skill, you want to read books, go to workshops, talk to people, hang out with other people in your area of expertise. That's what I mean by skill. Whatever your area of expertise is, become a master of it. Be so high vibe in this area that you just have people being magnetized to you because you have so much to share about your area of expertise, because you can't wait to help people. You wake up inspired, alive, and ready to help and serve in win-win exchanges where you get to serve people in your area of skill and you get to be paid for it because you are getting better and better at it every day. So practice your skill every single day. All right, habit number 5, close your day with power. What I mean by this is when you're wrapping up the end of your work day, I want you to look at your calendar and be forecasting what you're going to do the next day. What this does is it creates closure on your current day so that you can now have gaps in it creates space for you when you end the workday and you move into other parts of your life, and now you have a container because you already know what you're going to do tomorrow. So it's not taking up energetic space in your evening or whatever time you decide to stop to work or stop working. So it creates this really nice alignment where you can now go, okay, I'm done with the day today, and I know exactly how my day is going to look tomorrow. This keeps you focused and organized and on track to be intentional with your time. Looking back at number 2, it also helps you be energetically aligned. It also helps you follow a lead gen system, because when you close your day, you're going to be looking at your next day and you're going to be asking yourself, what's the best use of my time to create and generate leads for my business to grow my profitability and make a bigger impact, right? So these all tie together really powerfully, these 5 habits. And when you close your day with power, you're setting intention and gratitude. So you're feeling grateful for what you did that day, and then you're setting yourself for the next day to be intentional with your time. You're creating space in your evening, and you're feeling less stressed. This helps you start the next day being energetically aligned. Such a powerful habit. Make sure you try it out. Okay, let's recap. So the top 5 habits that all successful entrepreneurs do and what you must do to be successful. Number 1, get energetically aligned. Number 2, be intentional with your time. Number 3, follow a lead gen system. Number 4, practice your skill. And number 5, close your day with power. Boom. That's what you need to do to be a high power, awesome entrepreneur who knows who you are, knows what you want, and knows how to get there. Remember, habits are repeated pattern of thoughts, decisions, feelings, and actions that over time become automatic. So set yourself up for success by knowing what to do to be successful as an entrepreneur, practicing it daily and getting better and better and better and better over time. You can really reach any level of success you choose if you follow these daily habits. All right. So fun to be with you here today. And I'll be back next week. Until then, I'm sending you giant hugs and inner power high fives.